Hey everybody, and welcome back to Paper Mario The Origami King. In the last part, we explored more of Shogun Studios, and we learned that our certain man has our key that we need, and he's in the Ninja Attraction, which is where we're going right now. Now to start off, you're gonna notice I have a lot less coins than I did before. It's because I had to go get more attacking items off screen. And also off screen, while we're getting ready to record the part, I got into a wave battle. And it had a tough enemy puzzle for both parts of that. So that was fun. Speaking of enemy fights, I'm gonna go ahead and take these guys out. Oh, I thought I could get the upper hand on them, but I guess not. Well, this should be easy anyway. There we go. And I should mention, it has been a while since I've recorded. I don't know how long, but I did mention in the last part that I was going to have to watch the review of this game by Arlo. I've done that now. And I have some feelings about it. I won't get into them just yet. In fact, I will let future me do that when I prompt him to do so. But first, I would actually like to enter this ninja attraction before I do that. There we go. Also, I have more health than I did before. It's because also off screen, I bought 2 accessories from the accessory toad I saved last time. This allows me to I have more health in battle, I have better defense in battle when I guard. So that's pretty good. Anyways. So I'm gonna fill these holes in. Get some more money that way. And we could probably fish there later if we wanted to. Let's head inside. Welcome to the House of Tricky Ninjas! A ninja residence full of tricks and traps. That's right, folks. It's the House of Tricky Ninjas. Will you escape unscathed, or will you trip and injure yourself? Enter, if you dare. What? A house full of traps? Did he say unscathed? Does that mean it's dangerous in there? This whole thing sounds super fun! Solving puzzles, dodging traps, and escaping like a real ninja? I can't wait. It's going now. Can we go in now? I want to go in now. Look, Bob's already dressed like a ninja and everything. You're gonna join us this time. Right, Bobby? Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely not scared of entering a creepy old house full of dangerous traps. It's just, this whole ninja trick seems kind of puny stuff. Yeah, I'm just way too mature from this. Oh, don't be such a wet blanket. This could be another fun memory. Guess Bobby will not be joining us this time. Just like he did for the Water Elemental Shrine. Ooh, money. Give me that. Yeah, I would like to have some more money after all this money I spent off screen. I kind of want to come up here. Because there are toads on the outside of the attraction we need to save as well. Whew, thanks. Huh? The trick on the sign is supposed to move. But the floats in the maintenance room are okay. I guess we'll have to deal with that later. Looks like there's something back there, but we can't go back there. There's a toad right here, though. Ah, Mario, I can't believe you found me. Lost under a rock of all places. Everybody around here seems lost. Like I saw some tall, skinny guy who looked super lost just go inside. I guess we'll have to look for him. For this tall, skinny guy. I wonder who he could be. Well, anyways, let's go inside the ninja house. You guys have fun. I'm going out here. Aw, you sure? Aw, guess we'll miss you in there. Anyway, see ya. Into the ninja house we go. Greetings, ninja trainees. Are you ready for a real test of your budding ninja skills? Escaping this deadly den requires mastery of shroom-style ninjutsu. Your own ninja rank will be determined by the number of hidden ninjas you uncover along the way. Can you reach the highest rank? A perfect score will win you an incredible prize. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. If you get lost in there, Mario, feel free to ask for my help with X. That way, we'll both pass this test, but I'll be the true ninja. As tricky ninjas begin. And so while I go through the... Oh, hold on. Alright, we're in it to win it. Here we go. Okay, so the overall goal of the ninja attraction is, as explained, find all the hidden ninjas. Find them all, you get a prize. I cannot guarantee I will get them all on this first round. If I do, that's pretty good. So see, there's one. That's a gimme. But some of them are really well hidden. So again, I believe there are 25 in total. Again, I cannot guarantee I'll get them all, but if I do, I do. But anyways, there'll be so there's gonna be fights on occasion. And I will find the hidden ninjas. Not really exciting. But as I'm going through this place, Future Me is going to give his thoughts on Arlo's review, at least the parts he can talk about. Alright, Future Me, take it away. Thanks, Me. Okay, so to talk about Arlo's review, I want to go ahead and start off by saying it's a long review. It's nearly an hour and a half. I actually had to take notes on everything I wanted to talk about. There are some things in my notes that I didn't put down. I just put down the stuff that I felt was at least worth mentioning. To start off, I'd like to go over his praise, like the things he's praising about the game, because I do largely agree. To start off, he really loves the way the game looks. He loves how the paper aesthetic in the game is used, and I'm with him on that. It is very stylish. He likes that the game, like the world of the game, feels very connected, even if a bit linear. We'll definitely be seeing how the world is connected much later, but I do like that, honestly. It reminds me of some of the early Paper Mario games, especially 1000 Year Door. That world felt connected, kind of, but I feel like in this game, you really get to see how it's connected. He does like some of the wide open areas in the game, and he's like, oh, this is like the one genuine good idea in the game. I don't know about that last part, but yeah, I do like the wide open areas. We kind of saw this a little bit with Overlook Mountain and Autumn Mountain, but we'll definitely see more of it later in the next area, for certain. He likes the towns that are brought back. We've only seen Tone Town at this point, but there are other towns in the game. He does offer praise of the game's overall cinematic style, something that we especially saw with the escape from Peach's castle. Like he talks about the way the camera is used. Like he likes the pre-rendered cutscenes and various standout gameplay moments. And I'm with him. It's really cool. He likes the music. He's not much for fans as other people, so you know, whatever. He does like the game's overall graphics, but he does think that the resolution or some anti-aliasing would have been beneficial, and I do definitely agree. Like, I tried to see if there was any much of a difference when I used my M cable. I couldn't really see a difference, so I don't know. He does like the overall storytelling in the game. He will describe, according to my notes on here, he essentially describes it as a series of fun sequences. I think that's a good way to put it. Now he says he prefers, a more intricate plot and story, but he feels that this storytelling philosophy is a better fit for Paper Mario, and he thinks that this is a limitation that actually challenges the designers to do more with less. In fact, as far as I can tell, best I remember from his review, I think this is the only time he says that about the limitations of the game. That actually challenges them to do more or less. I'm not so sure I agree with that last part, but that is something we'll have to get into later. Not later in my post commentary here. No, later in the game. But as rest of his praise, he does like the story. He does find the story to be very fun and engaging. He likes its cast of characters. He likes the various toads, and he likes the partner characters. And there are more partner characters besides Bobby, and those will be later. He loves Olivia, and I'm a fan of her too. I do like her, and he thinks it's the funniest Paper Mario game. And he's fine with it not being like that's not afraid to get kind of heavy and emotional at times. We're not going to get into that now. That will be later. Let's see. As far as his praise, that's about it. So that's in his review. That takes about 15 to 20 minutes, I think. Now as far as criticisms, there's some of this I really cannot get into right now because it's spoilery. Now, granted, in his review, he does not get into spoilers much. Although I wish he did, because then he'd be able to make some of his points a little better. Because then he wouldn't have to restrict himself. But these are things I will have to bring up later. I will comment on some of these criticisms when they are relevant. They're not relevant right now. That's gonna be for when we go to the next area in the game. But to bring up the world feeling connected. Wait, we can't even get into that yet, because there's a second point to be brought with that relates to the thing I can't bring up right now. But I would like to start with his most telling statement in the entire review. I believe his words in the review were like, oh, I want to be able to judge Paper Mario The Origami King on its own merits. Like, I want to be able to judge it as a game by itself, not compared to the other Paper Mario games, but I just can't help but compare it to the other Paper Mario games, and that this isn't the game I wanted. So, to put it another way, as I put it in my notes, he straight up admits that he can't judge the game on its own merits because he's blinded by nostalgia for the early Paper Mario games. Again, that's not how he puts it, but that is my takeaway, and I think that makes this review just nowhere near as objective. It's nowhere near as objective as I'm sure he hoped it would be. I don't know. I imagine Arlo does not consider himself that objective of a critic. I mean, I would not consider myself that either, but I would hope he would try to be a little more objective in his review. But this right here, this statement right here tells me he cannot possibly be objective. Speaking of, there are various claims he makes in the review, by the way, that are highly questionable, and I'm like, okay, you need to back that up. This also includes a few statements that relate to things I cannot bring up yet. But here is one thing he brings up that, again, I think is not highly questionable, but I think it's a statement that should have been backed up. In my notes, I have it as, he says that the more creative a game is, the better it is. And I also list in here that he kind of suggests this is an objective fact, but he doesn't back the statement up. Actually, to be honest, I don't think he actually does suggest that this is an objective fact at all. But that's how that was essentially my feelings when he said that. It's like the way he says it. Let me put it this way. I will look, I'll link to his review in the description and the comments if you want to double check. Like, if you want to double check what I'm saying here, what I say he says. But that is, like, the way he actually says that, I don't think this is his exact wording, that the more creative a game is, the better it is. I don't believe that is the exact way he puts it, but that's the takeaway I got. And the takeaway of saying this is an objective fact. Again, I'm pretty sure he does not say that outright, but that's the impression I got. Now, I brought up the game, like the overall visual of the game. He likes how the paper aesthetic is used. I brought that up. However, for him, the overall focus on the world of everything being paper actually hurt his enjoyment of the game. Like the first few Paper Mario games never really focused that much on how everybody's made of paper, except for a few things, like how a few of Mario's special abilities in Thousand Year Door were him manipulating his paper himself. Like, you could turn into a boat, or you could turn into a paper airplane, that sort of thing. That's most it focused on, but these last couple Paper Mario games have really focused on the paper aesthetic. It's like really emphasizing how the world is made of paper. And for Arlo, it would seem that he really doesn't like how much of a focus there is. Like I don't remember exactly how he put his exact wording on this issue, but essentially he has like a 3 or 4 minute rant on trying to figure out the logistics of a world made of paper. It's like how he's trying to figure out how a world made of paper will work. Like, if everything's made of paper, well, who made all these characters? Where are the human beings that made all these paper creations, huh? It's like, and he's like thinking about how the stationary enemies would be like so dangerous to a world made of paper. He's like, again, he's trying to figure out the logistics of a world made of paper, and I'm sitting there listening to this rant. I'm thinking, how is any of this relevant? Like, why are you trying to work this out? This is not relevant to the game. You're trying to figure out how a world made entirely of paper and how everybody being made of paper would work. Why are you trying to do that? What does this have to do with the game itself? I mean, the game has this aesthetic, but you're looking way too much into this for like no reason. And as far as I can tell, because a world made of paper doesn't make any sense to him, this is a negative aspect of the game. Like, no, it's not. This is a personal issue that you're having, dude. And I don't know why you want to have this personal. This isn't like, I don't know why you want to have this issue. Just don't think about it. It's a video game, dude. Get over it. He also says that the game constantly breaks immersion is why it's allowed. And I note here that I don't know what he means by it. Maybe he's talking about the overall paper aesthetic? I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about here. He doesn't specify what it means at all. Here's another thing is that he claims that the developers of the game, they're allowed to only use concepts that don't work in the Mario universe? Huh? I don't know where he's getting that from. I don't think that's how that's exactly how we put it, but I think that is the gist of what he says at that point in the review. And I'm like, did you work on this game at all, Arlo? No, you didn't, so I don't know where you're getting this from. And also, what are we talking about? The wider Mario universe? Are you talking about the main series games, like your Galaxies and your Odysseys and whatnot? Because if so, well, Paper Mario's not part of that. It's its own separate universe where everything is made of paper. So again, I don't know where this claim is coming from, and he does not back this up at all. But a few of his criticisms that I do kind of agree with, it's not really keen on the accessories. He essentially says that they're basically like a poor man's version of the badge system. Yeah, I do agree. We'll pick up more accessories in the game as we go. But yeah, personally, I think they're just fine for what they are. I mean, how they're using the game, they're okay, but I think they could have been more fleshed out. And back to the partners, he is fine with how they are in like the story of the game. He's not a fan of how they are in gameplay. I mean, we saw this earlier with Bobby, but essentially, for the partners, they either attack enemies or they don't. That is really underwhelming, he finds. And you know what? I'm with him on that. That is really underwhelming. But now we have to come to the combat system, the ring. Like, he would say this is the single biggest problem in the game, and I am not sure I agree with him, but a lot of what he says here, a lot of what he has to say about the ring, it feels more like a personal issues he has with it. I mean, I don't have a lot to say as far as like, oh well, here's why you're wrong. I do have a few things to say about that, but largely I'm like, no, this is just a matter of personal taste. But to start with, he talks about the logistics of how the ring works. It's like why is the ring always with Mario? Why hasn't he used it before? And best I can tell, he thinks these questions are questions that are actually worth asking. That's what it seems to me. I mean, they're not, because again, you're trying to figure out the logistics of like an in-game mechanic. I don't know why, because it doesn't matter. But as for the ring system itself, how it actually works in the game, I don't know. Here's something that I will mention about the ring. Like, we've already seen multiple times throughout the game that I've had to spend coins in battle to get help from the Toads. Like, they will rearrange the ring for me to mostly solve it and then give me health back. I do like that, because that gives me, you know, I would describe the ring system as one of those easy to learn, difficult to master systems that you'll find in a game. But you know, if you need the help, it's there. The Toads are there to help you out. They can mostly solve the ring puzzle for you and heal you, and like, you don't have to use it. That's optional. If you really want to tough it out and just not use them, that's fine, you can do that. But for Arlo, he feels like that makes the battles too easy. In fact, at one point in the review, he says like if he doesn't use that, like, he's having to pick between either battles that are too easy, or he has to deal with tedious puzzles. The whole tedious puzzles thing, again, that is a personal issue he's having with the game. Personally, I find solving the enemy puzzles and rearranging them, honestly, I find that fun enough. Because I like to use my brain on that. Even if I can be really stupid about it. But, again, for him, if using these things makes the battles too easy, well, yeah, but you don't have to use them. In fact, if I remember correctly, in his review he says this is essentially like, this is sort of self-defeating. It's like if the developers putting these things here essentially admits that is like them admitting that even they know that this ring combat stuff was a bad idea it was a bad idea on its face. I don't know what. I mean, that is a bold claim. I mean, I know what he actually means by that. But no, I would say that's not why. Like, here's a good example. In Donkey Kong Country Returns, if you fail a level enough times, there's a pig that basically makes this like avatar that plays the level for you, and you get, I don't know, I forget what it gets you at the end, but you essentially like it takes you like to the end of the level, and then you can just take a few steps forward and then win it. Now that option is there if you really need it. Alternatively, you can try over and over again until you actually beat the level. Of course, that's not even that good of a comparison that I'm making, because because Donkey Kong Country Returns, not an easy game. I will not call Paper Mario The Origami King a tough game either. But the point is, the option to make it easier for you is there if you want it, but no one is forcing you to use it. If you want to give yourself a challenge, you don't have to take advantage of it. So personally, I feel like his complaint here is a moot point because you don't have to use it. And I'm sure the response to that is be like, well, yeah, you don't have to use it, but you know, it's still there. Well, you know what? Who cares? I mean, all I can say to you is, if you don't want to use it, don't use it. Anyways, he points out something that I never realized. Using X to get hints from Olivia actually pauses the battle timer, and he says this breaks the battles because you can see how the enemies are arranged. You can figure out how to arrange them. Normally, I would agree with something like that if, say, that gave you a top-down view of the fight. Now, if it did that, that would be one thing. It doesn't, though. It does not give you a top-down view of the fight. So, personally, I feel like this does not break things. Well, I don't know. Anyways, let's see. What else do I have in my notes? He also thinks that the confetti is a worthless reward because you can get it from other sources. Like, you can smack stuff and they'll give you confetti. I mean, yeah, it will, but that's tedious. Personally, the enemies give you more confetti anyway. His issue with how the coins work in this game is half fixed. Because I remember in Sticker Star, you got way too many coins when everything was so cheap. So it felt like you had too many. And he feels like this is fixed because things cost a lot more, but he still thinks that you still get too many coins. I mean, maybe. I think that's a personal thing, though. He is not really a fan of the boss battles, and that he finds that strategies that you need to beat them are convoluted. Not really. I mean, the solution to beat the next boss is really simple, so I don't know what he's talking about. And in fact, tell me, like, when we find the various bosses in this game, tell me, do you find them convoluted? Because I don't find them convoluted. He does bring up the paper macho enemies. He likes fighting them, but you know, they're at odds with the rest of the game, with the rest of the game's combat. We'll talk about this more in the next part. I know that he really doesn't like the mini games that utilize the ring. We're not going to see that yet. That's not for a while, but yeah, I am absolutely with him on that. And another thing he doesn't like the 1,000-fold arms thing. He really doesn't like the motion controls for it. I'm okay with the 1,000-fold arms, they're just kind of there. Although I am absolutely with him that I don't like the motion controls. You will note that I made sure to turn them off right away. Honestly, that's about it. Like, most of the criticism has to do with the ring system. Again, there's other stuff in his review that I can't talk about. But I do talk about one or two other things about it in the next part. Because I've already done the editing and commentary for that. So yeah, there's a couple of things in his review that I do bring up there. But as for like some of the other things, again, that's gonna have to wait for a later part. But anyways, that's it for now. Let's get back to the game. Alright, there we go. I would like to burn all of them. Alright, light them up. And bye-bye, there's you. Now I'll stomp on you guys. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I mistimed it for that one guy, but it still took him out anyway. So hey, that works. There we are. Enemy's done with. And there goes those shiny boots. Hey, I got some money for it. Plenty of money. Ah. What could I need to do here? Let's see. Oh. Let's go and grab that. That's not good. Oh, I'd better get out of here. Mario, you gotta run faster. There we are. We're out. Now, did I get all of them? Congratulations, you survived the deadly house of tricky ninjas. You're now fully trained in Shinsao Ninjutsu. From this day forward, you are a ninja. Woohoo! You did it! You made it through in one piece! You're amazing, Mario. You figured out every trick without any help. I'll be honest, there were some rooms I definitely wouldn't have figured out on my own. Great job, you ninja master. You found all 25 ninjas! Congrats on your flawless victory! Your ninja rank is Ninja Supreme. Please accept this reward. You get a treasure of all those ninjas we found. Did you hear that? A perfect score. When it comes to ninja skills, you're the ninjiest one here. Sweet. And you know what? With us successfully getting through the ninja house. Oh, but first. Hey, you just missed it. That guy in green we were looking for came sprinting out of there. Think he's a newly minted ninja? Hard to imagine you'll last long in a bright green gap like that. It's a good thing Luigi got caught in those gears. Now we have the master key to this whole part. Did either of you hear me? Am I invisible or something? I didn't even do any ninja training. I guess we should open that castle gate now. He said to no one in particular. Oh, don't worry about it, Bobby. Real quick, before we close out this part, I would like to get what's over here. As soon as it comes back this way. Thankfully, those shurikens are just paper mache or paper whatever, and they're not shut, so they don't hurt us. I want to open that up. As a treasure of a bomb, but really it's just Bobby. There we go, and that will be the ninja attraction fully completed. We have no need to come back here. And with that comment, I think we're going to end this part of Paper Mario The Origami King. Next time, we will... oh. Yes. You like that? I gave you that bone. Anyways, with that, we're going to end this part of Paper Mario The Origami King. And the next part, we will explore the last little bits of Shogun Studios, which shouldn't take that long. And then we'll go through the main castle gate and see what lies on the other side. See you guys then. Take care, everybody.